What's up, everybody? It's your boy U.304. Another game we playing. Um, this one's a little different. This one you got to pay attention and make the right decision. Because if not, you pay the cost. Current time is 11:20. Let's go ahead and confirm that. So this game, it narrates to you, which is kind of crazy. So let's take this journey. Sure, why not? Yeah, this game is a trip. I really hope y'all can read this, because this game is a trip. So the very first time I played this game, um, I did set the time. Okay, what's the deal? Set it to my favorite time. Alright. So this game's a trip. So if you don't really pay attention, you fuck around and miss the clues. So if I continue to hit the X button, it's just gonna keep giving me prompts and phrases. But if I don't hit the button this time, I wonder what'll happen. Or I could just be waiting for no reason. But this is the first time that it's done this. It keeps telling me to pick the correct time. But I really can't. But if I press X again, it's just gonna keep prompting me. Oh well. Yeah, this game is a trip. So I just sat there and waited. Alright, so this is the game. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So let's get to it. And for
This
those
is the
that missed
story
it,
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And
boring ass
Stanley
job.
was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so as we see, it says he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. So we're still in our office. Let's look around, see what time it is. I'm starting to think some of that stuff be clues, but I don't really think the time ever really changes. It just stays there. Alright, so since we know the time doesn't change, let's see what happens when we come out of this office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, so the last time I left out of here, went to the meeting room, come out of here, you get faced with two doors, a left door and a right door. It's gonna tell me to take the left door.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, last time I entered this door, it took me through the game and I got it correct. Entered this door, and I went through all type of BS. But let's go this way again. See what we get. That door don't open.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, so let's check this.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So if I go
Coming
upstairs,
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So it's telling me to go upstairs. We're gonna go downstairs. Forget what they're talking about. We gotta change that view too. Alright, there we go.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
So now I'm back at the
what
point
a relief
where
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His
stuck.
co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to
check the
lose his
times.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
If I go out
may
this
as well
door,
enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
it's just gonna repeat.
He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice
I hope y'all can
describing
hear
me,
this.
thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control,
But
that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
All right, now open your eyes. What the fuck?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This shit crazy.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
So now I'm turned into
Mariella
a chick.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the
Look,
body
there's a
of a
dude in the
man
middle of the street
who had
dead,
stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon
somebody
turn
shot
to
his
go
ass.
call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
The end is never the end. Back in my office. All right. So we went downstairs, seen that car, and it just kept repeating. And the time is still the same. Let me see. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This time we're gonna
No
check
matter how
these.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's that? G81. See if I can find some clues this time.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, shut up. Now, maybe I gotta do some of this look. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. What's this? What is that? I can't even get over there. But is there the glass in here? I can't jump. Oh, yes you can. I can't jump. But I can bend down. That's crazy. Alright. Can I go open this door? I can't open none of those doors. Awaiting input. Okay. Forget it. Can I go in here?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so what door are we gonna go in this time? If I go in the door on the left and I go downstairs, it's just gonna take me the same way. If I go in the door on the left and I go upstairs, it takes me to my boss's office. But that ends the game. If I go on the right, it'll make me catch.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Look at the stupid employee lounge. Walk around in circles. Doesn't let me take nothing out of there.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
See, because when I went that way, it just took me out there to that machine. This way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
If I get on this. Uh-oh.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
And then the door just mysteriously opens. But there's other doors. Can't open that one. The other door closed behind me.
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
to the
shit.
right, my mistake.
What the hell?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Oh,
It's
that's some
clearly...
bullshit.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, I'm stuck.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alright, what the hell? I've been in here before.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Oh,
And this
shit.
time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Oh, this shit is crazy. Alright, let's just do what they say. Fuck it.
All of
Run
his
through here.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah,
Stanley
they left.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's go to this damn meeting room.
When Stanley...
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Wait, what?
The doors
No,
are
I-
closed, and it's
No,
two
I
extra
restarted.
doors.
I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
shit.
Let's find the story.
So do I go to the door that I know I'm supposed to go to, which is right here? I'm not going there. These two are new. I feel like that's just gonna take me across the way. Doesn't have the chair in the front of it. Let's go this way.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah, shit.
All
See,
of his
this game is
co-workers were
crazy.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This time we're just gonna go straight there.
Okay, yep,
What the
it's
fuck?
worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible
Nah, I
the
have
story
no
is
doors.
back where we just came from.
What
Why
the
don't we
hell?
go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I didn't miss nothing. What the fuck? I hate Mondays.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
What the hell?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh shit, what the hell is this?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a
crazy.
lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
I ain't win nothing. I ain't get
Oh,
out.
no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see?
it.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very
I'm not doing
manifestation
that.
of the
That's,
nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
what is
Not sure
this?
where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh no. Man, that's all. Come on. All the clocks got the same. They gotta turn this music off. This shit get louder.
Cut the music, go back
God,
and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Is this the damn fern? What am I supposed to be studying? I guess. Between two windows, painting, chairs, nothing else on the wall. Time is the same on all the clocks. Nothing is above me. I'm out.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Shit. Fuck it.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, God. The end is never the end. Okay, so we're not following that shit no more. Time stayed the same.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh,
I
come
say
on.
forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
So what the hell is
Now,
that?
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story
Am I
to
going
be?
in circles?
Go wild. Use your imagination.
Are you fucking
Whatever it might be,
serious?
Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
Oh,
Stanley,
God.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
It didn't matter
really...
what fucking door.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
So far.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
Oh, wow.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
This, man, all you had to do is read the wall. Oh, this shit is crazy. This game is fucking ridiculous. Alright. It's the last one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, so we're just gonna go to the meeting room this time. Because it's clearly
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I know, left door. Then the first door on my right. Stupid room.
Yet
here.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Get all the way up here. Ugly ass wallpaper. Bathroom. I can open this door. But the office is right here. If I go in this office, it just ends the game. But if I don't go in the office, go over there, I die. There are no other doors except for the bathroom and the door I came out of. Fuck it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, that dumbass elevator again. No matter which way I press, it takes me down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So which way should we go?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I did that last time. I'm not going in there. We're going to escape. Fuck that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Ain't that a bitch? No, we're going to keep it going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I'm already in here now. I swear. They're just going to have me walking back there forever. Nothing's going to change.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Telling me to go back for what? I knew I was gonna be walking forever. This fucking game, man. Look at this shit.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I should have kept going.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I guess I'll go this way. Cameras come on.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Alright, so now, which way do we need to go? I figure if I hit this button...
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Last time I turned it off, so this time we're just gonna turn this motherfucker on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
There's nothing down there.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
What the fuck?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button,
just making fun
or
of
this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
What am I supposed to do then?
One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made
Oh, this
humble.
fucking game is stupid.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You
which way
wanted to
do I go
control
here?
this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to you, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
What the fuck? And there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen and people that listen in chat, the Stanley Parable game. Well, it's been fun. That's my round. Because it seems like this game will definitely go on forever and forever. But thanks for joining up. Once again, it's your boy U.304. And I'm up out of here. Later.